Andariki Namaskaramulu. Today is the third day of our Upanishads classes by Dr. CSR Prabhu Garu. He has finished Isha Vasya Upanishad and also Mandukya Upanishad. Now he is going to today teach us Taittiriya Upanishad, and this is part of our Sanatana Dharma course, which is 2 months of topics related to Sanatana Dharma and 1 month of yoga practicals and theory. Let us start the session with Vande Mataram and then Prarthana. Sala Chitti Babu garu, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujala Sufala Malaya Jasitala Sasya Syamala Mataram Vande Mataram Suprajyosna Pulakitayamini Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini Sukhadam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. Dhanyavadamulanడి. Now let us request Lepakshi ji to chant Prarthana, please.
Yes, sir. 1 minute meditation. ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपवश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ महागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु। ॐ महासरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहस्मि नमो गुरवे। न गुरः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः
ధన్యవాదములండి.
Thank you. ధన్యవాదాలు సార్.
Now, I request all of you not to put messages. If it is urgent, actually don't disturb the speaker while he is speaking. He will give you time to ask questions. Okay, now let us request Prabhuji to start the webinar, please.
Om 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 Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradayakirtribhyo Vamsarshibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya Sarvopaplavarahita Prajnanagana Pratyagardho Sohamasmi Brahmaivahamasmi. Friends, we have seen yesterday how the Mandukya Upanishad has brought out the oneness of Brahman with the self, Ayamatma Brahma, Bhavakya, and the importance or the prominence or the only prominence of Om, A-U-Ma, representing Jagrata, Swapna and Sushupti, and Turiya. So the entire reality which is appearing during waking state is one aspect, and that reality which is appearing during dream state is second aspect, and the reality which is appearing or not appearing during the deep sleep state is the third aspect of human experiential reality, and the fourth final is the Turiya, which is the combination of all the three and transcends beyond all the three. That is total Om. First is A, second is U, third is Ma. All three put together and beyond is Turiya or Turiya Atita state, which is the transcendental supreme reality which encompasses not only all the three states of experience but something far beyond that also. Now, the important points to understand is that total reality is the self. The total reality is called Brahman, and the self, Atman, which is going through three different states or fourth state also, is nothing but Brahman. I am Atma Brahma. So I am Atma Brahma. So this is a very, very profound, most profound fact which is expressed through Om. Now, Om Om is God, and God is everything. God is you and me. God is self, and self is God. Both are same. So real Brahmajnana Sakshatkara will also be Atma Sakshatkara. Both are going to converge. This is an experiential process. Today we are only discussing the theory behind. Now the important point is that this Brahman or Atman, which both are same, is expressed through Om. Om or long Om, and by repeating it, you will be able to get absorbed. In the Yoga Darshana, the same Om is Pranava is explained as the Ishvara's name, Tasya Vachaka Pranavaha, Japastadartha Bhavanam. By repeating it and by meditating upon the meaning of it, you will be getting lot of benefits. Vyadhi, Sthana, Samshaya, Alasya, Avirati, all these kinds of antarayas will be overcome, and kleshas, Japastha Bhavanam, Tata Pratyak Chetanadhyamopi Antaraya Bhavasya, Vyadhi, Sthana, Samshaya, Alasya, Avirati, Kranti, Darshanarabdha Bhumika. So, Upasana, Brahmopasana is Omkara Upasana. So, more and more you do meditation on Om, chant Om, long Om. This is an integral part of both Vedanta Darshana and Yoga Darshana. And this Om is also there in Buddhism and Jainism. Not so much in Buddhism, but in Jainism. They may interpret in a slightly different way, but it is the same thing. And it has also been distorted into Amen in other religions, Abrahamic. So Om is fundamental. Now the entire knowledge, the entire expression of divinity, supreme being, the self, the Brahman, is conveyed only through Om. That's enough. That is A to Z. I am Alpha, I am Omega. The first Alpha is A, Omega is Yam, last. Omega, of course, is O, but here it is Yam. So Omega is Yam. Yeah, I am Alpha and Omega. Everything together is called Om. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Now, individual parts are devatas. Now, the expansion of Om can be done in two ways. One is you go through each individual devata and reach the same Om finally, which is multiple devatas being there, but there is only one Brahma or one self, one God. So, polytheism and pantheism. Pantheism means nature. All these devatas like are part of nature, like Surya Devata, Savita, or Vayu Devata, or Agni Devata, or Prithvi Devata, or Medha, knowledge, Lakshmi, wealth. All these devatas are part and parcel of the nature, and totality is Brahman. It again has two parts, the manifest and the unmanifest. So the manifest is nature, Prakriti, Apara Prakriti, and beyond that is unmanifest, that is Purusha or Brahman. Purusha or Brahman are one and the same. Purusha is the notation used in Sankhya Darshana. We will be seeing during our Darshanas class how the same reality is being expressed in different darshanas, in Sankhya Darshana, in Yoga Darshana, in Vedanta Darshana, and in Vaisheshika Darshana. All the same existential reality, Parabrahman, which is Om, is being expressed as Brahman in Vedanta, as Purusha in Sankhya, as Ishvara in Yoga, and as Sat in Vaisheshika. And all, why do you need to have this knowledge? Only when you have this knowledge, you will get liberation, moksha. All darshanas are aiming at moksha. Now, second way to express this Om is to expand it further, again through a Devata, that is Surya Devata, Savita Devata. So the Gayatri Mantra has the expansion, the first expansion of Om. Om Bhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tat Savitur Varenyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Apo Jyoti Raso Amrutam Brahma, Bhu Bhuva Suvar Om. This is the full version of the Saptavyahruti Sameta Gayatri Mantra. Devata is Savita, Surya as the window, but basically it is about Parabrahman. That Yo Devas Savita Asmakam Dhiyo Dharma Gochara Preraye, that is the meaning given in this sloka. That divine force which is driving all our intellects. Preraye Tasya Argastad Varenyam Upasmahe. So that dearest, most lovable whom we love, and that radiant, brilliant, effulgent, we meditate upon. Dhimahi, we all together to perform dhyanam on that supreme reality. That is the meaning of Gayatri Mantra. So without 7 Vyahrutis, we have only 3 Vyahrutis. Om Bhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. So that is a short form which can be used for repeating, chanting, japam, which will destroy all the sins, will destroy all miseries, will destroy all diseases, will destroy your past karma, and will lead you towards liberation. That is why Sandhya Vandanam, which is this time, at the time of sunrise, we have to perform Sandhya Vandanam. So that is, we meditate upon Lord Surya, Savita, as a window to Parabrahman. Surya Atma Jagata Stasthusascha. So Surya is the Atma of the universe. So it is all the Devatas are only windows, they are not independent. Windows to the Parabrahman. This fact is not understood by Abrahamic religions, and they think very wrongly that Hindus are worshipping many gods. It is not true. We are having only one Parabrahman, that is Om, and all other Devatas are only small parts or windows to the same Parabrahman. Now today we will be covering the Taittiriya Upanishad. I gave you now the introductory remarks which are very, very important. So if it is understood properly, then you have understood the core essence of Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, the Vedic Sanatana Dharma, the Upanishadic Brahman, the Brahman which is propounded in the Upanishads. You have understood, if you have understood my introductory remarks till now. And in fact, historically, the Jews were originally polytheistic in Israel area. During the Persian Empire, they were under the Persian Emperor, and the Persians were Zoroastrians who were following Zen West, which is a distorted version of Rigveda. And Rigveda itself has declared the oneness of the Supreme Being, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahudha Vadanti. So the Persian Emperor told the Jewish high priests, 2 topmost high priests, that they should not get confused with multiple Devata worship, because they did not have the unitary view of the spiritual reality, the ultimate Supreme Being. So they had only independent Devatas. That is the difference between those pagans and Hinduism. Hinduism also has many Devatas, but there is an undercurrent understanding that all Devatas are windows to the one Supreme Being, which is Om Parabrahma. That understanding was probably missing during the original time of the Jews, and because they lost that knowledge from the Vedic heritage, whereas the Persians had more closer connection with the Vedas through their Zendavest. And when he passed an order to the Israelis under his empire to adopt monotheism, single God, single supreme being, then they elevated one of their existing devatas, Yahweh, to the only one supreme being as monotheism instead of polytheism, which they practiced earlier. And that Yahweh, the word simply means I exist, I am. That's all it means. Sat. And that Yahweh has been distorted into Jehovah, and all kinds of personality attributes have been added. This is an impersonal supreme being, which is everything. But he has been distorted later in the biblical stories as a person who is coming and playing wrestling matches, etc. Very silly kind of descriptions. And then Jesus' character was brought in as an intermediary, the Son of Jehovah. And therefore the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit, which is like Paramatma. So they created the Trinity, and that is the core principle of Christianity. And therefore, Christianity came into existence based on certain historical lies, not facts, because no such person whom they described as the Son of God ever existed. And that is why, please stop putting the messages. Please stop putting the messages. I get distracted.
Okay.
So, and that is how Christianity got created. And then the same supreme being, which is known in Arabic as Allah, 2000 years before the origin of Islam, the Arabic poetry exists, which has been engraved even on the walls of Birla Mandir, referring to the Vedas and India with great reverence. During the birth of Islam around 7th or 8th century, that word was used in place of Jehovah to distinguish from Christianity, and another character was added and as a leading personality, and that is how Islam got created. So why I'm telling all this is that the supreme being or God is one and the same across all religions. Of course, in Buddhism, they don't accept the supreme being or God. In Jainism also, they don't accept, though they accept Om. So this fundamental doctrine of the supreme being as the source of creation, sustenance, and dissolution, all aspects, that is the central theme which continues to exist with a lot of distortions and dilutions and diversions and deformations in various scriptures of various religions which are theistic, which accept God. Now in the Taittiriya Upanishad, there are many chapters. It's a very big Upanishad. I will cover only some extracts, important extracts in it today. Harihi Om Shanno Mitrasham Varuna Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Bruhaspati Shanno Vishnu Rurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayu Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Rutam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avatu Maam Avatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is the Shanti mantra, which is the first statement in the Taittiriya Upanishad, which belongs to the Yajurveda. Of course, the standard Shanti mantra of Yajurveda is Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Saha Viryam Karavavahai, Tejasvina Vadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You know the meaning of this, I suppose. That means you're talking of cooperation. Saha means cooperation. Let us cooperate. Let us learn. Let us achieve. And let us not have conflicts or fights. Now, you might have seen there is a Triputi all the time. 3 times we are talking Shanti. We are saying Shanti 3 times. And everywhere 3 is being mentioned. Now, in the Taittiriya Upanishad, what is those 3? Sahanau Yashaha, Sahanau Brahmavarchasam, Adhatas. No, before that is Shiksham Vyakhyasamaha. Now, we are going to explain education, learning process. Siksha, Varnaswara, Matra Balam, Sama Santanaha, Ityukta Shikshadhyayah, Sahanau Yataha, Sahanau Brahmavar, Brahmachasam Sadhatas Samhitaya, Upanishadam Vyakhyasamaha, Panchaswadhikaraneshu, Adhilokam, Adhijyotisham, Adhividyam, Adhiprajam, Adhyatmam. In 5 layers or levels, we are going to explain. And what are those 5 levels? Adhilokam, Adhijyotisham, Adhividyam, Adhiprajam, Adhyatmam, Adhyatmam, Tamahimhitavachakshade, Atha Adhilokam. In the Adhiloka level, Prithvi Purvarupam, Yauruttararupam, Akashasandhi, Vayusandhanam. This Prithvi is the Purvarupa, previous form. Yav, space, is later form, and Sandhanam, in between them, is Akasha, Antariksha. That is the 2, earth, space, and in between atmosphere or Akasha. That is called Adhilokam. And what is the conjunction between this previous and later? Vayu, atmosphere. Adhadhidyotisham. Now, what is Adhijyotisham? Agni Purva Rupam, Aditya Uttara Rupam, Apasandhi, Vaidjuta Sandhanam. Agni and Aditya, Surya. The Sandhanam is Vidyut, electrical energy. Ityadhijyotisham, Adhadhividyam. Now about education. Acharya Purvarupam. The teacher is the previous form. Correct? Who is the later form? Anteva Asyuttara Rupam. The student. Antevas means student who lives in the hostel or who lives in the Gurukulam. Is the Uttara Rupam. Then Vidya Sandhi, education process, is the conjunction, Sandhi. That means they will be chanting Vedas and so on. Why then Acharya Pravachanagam Sandhanam? What is the link? Like between you and me? You are the student, I am the teacher. So what is the link between you and me? My lecture. Suppose I don't give a lecture, then there is no link. प्रवचनगं संधानम् इत्याधिविद्यम् अथाधिप्रजं नौ माता पूर्वरूपं पिता उत्तररूपं प्रजा संधिः. The children are the link between father and mother. Father, mother is the previous form, father is the later. Prajanagam sandhanam. The birth process is the link. Ityadhiprajam adhyatmam adharahanu purvarupam uttarahanuruttara vak sandhi. Between my two jaws, the link is speech. Jihva sandhanam ityadhyatmam iti संहिता एव व्याख्याता वेद संधीयते प्रजया पशुभिः ब्रह्मवर्चसेनानात्येन सुवर्णेन लोकेन. So those who understand this will reach high levels of welfare. यश्चन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽभ्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया शृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासम्. शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरि विश्रुतं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽपि मेधया हितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवहन्ति वितन्वाना गुर्वाणा एव आत्मनः नासांसिमनुगामश्चान्नपाने च सर्वदा ततो मे श्रियमावह. लोमशां पशुभिः सह स्वाहा आमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा विमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा प्रमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा दमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा शमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा यशो जने यशा विस्वाहा श्रेयांस स्वस्य होसु सानि स्वाहा तन्त्वा भग प्रविशानि स्वाहा समा भग प्रविश स्वाहा तस्मिन् सह प्रकाशदे निभगाहं त्वयि मृजे स्वाहा यदा पप्रवतायन्ति यदा मापाहज्जनम् एव मां ब्रह्मचारिणः आतयायन्तु सर्वतः स्वाहा प्रतिवेशोऽसि प्रमापा साहि प्रमाद्य स्ववितस् वितन्वां शमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा धातरायन्तु सर्वतः स्वाहैकं च. भूर्भुवः सुवर इति वा एकास्त्रिस्रो वा व्याहृतयः. भूर्भुवः स्वा, these three are the vyahrutis. Ahom chaturthim mahajamasya. Fourth is maha. Vedayante mahayite tad brahma sa atma anganyanya devata. See what I told you in the beginning remarks today. Sa brahma, that is Brahman whose angas, components are devatas. Bhuritiva iyam loka. So bhu means this bhuloka. Bhuvaritya antariksham. Bhuva means antariksham. Swaritadityaha. Mahayityadityaha. Samvaritya saulo. Maha is Aditya. Adityena sarvaloke mahiyante. So in Aditya, all lokas are exalted. That means they are lifted and kept. Bhuritiva agnihi, bhuvaiti vayuhu, suvariti adityaha. The second version, who is Agni, Bhuva is Vayu, Suva is Aditya. Maha iti Chandrama. Chandramasau va sarvan jyotinshi mahiyante. Bhuriti va richaha. Who is Rigveda? Bhuvariti samani. Mahariti yajunshi. Mahayiti brahma. Brahmana vava sarve veda mahiyante. So all Vedas are in Brahman. In fact, the word Brahma has two meanings. Veda is also one meaning, and God is also another. Ishvara or Brahma. So Brahmana is a person who has knowledge of Brahma. Brahmam janatiti Brahmana. Brahma jnana he has. Uriti vai pranaha, bhuvarityapanaha, suvariti vyanaha, mahayityannam, annena va sarve prana mahiyante. So prana, apana, vyana. And all three, all five in fact, are maintained in annam. Annena va sarve prana mahiyante. Tana etaschatah praschaturdha chatascha prasatisro vyahritaya tayo veda. These are the four vyahritis. Bhu, bhuvaha, swaha, maha. He who knows this. Saveda Brahma, he knows Brahman. Sarvesmai Deva Balima Vahanti Apoloko Yajumshi Vedadveja Saesho Antahridaya Akashaha Tasminnayam Purusho Manomaya Amruto Hiranmaya Antarena Cha Taluke Esha Tanaivalambate Sendra Yoni Yadraso Keshante Vivartate व्यापोह्य शीर्षकपाले भूरित्यग्नौ प्रतिष्ठति भुवरिति वायौ सुवरितिरादित्ये मह इति ब्रह्मणि आप्नोति स्वराज्यम् आप्नोति मनसस्पतिं वाक्पतिश्चक्षुष्पतिः श्रोत्रपतिर्विज्ञानपतिः एतत्तदो भवति आकाशशरीरं ब्रह्म सत्यात्मप्राणारामम् मनानंदम शांति समृद्धम अमृतम इति प्राचीन योगो सपस्व वायावाच अमृतमेकं च पृथिव्यन्तरिक्षं द्यौर्दिशो वान्तर्दिशा अग्निर्वायुरादित्यश्चन्द्रमा नक्षत्राणि आपौषधयो वनस्पतयः आकाश आत्मा इत्यधिभूतम्. What are the various components of adhibhuta, adhibhautika level? Prithvi, antariksham, yau, disha, anta, vantara disha, agnihi, vayuhu, adityaha, chandrama, nakshatrani, apaha, oshadhayaha, vanaspatayaha. The entire nature which you can see is being explained. Akasha, atma, ityadhibhutam. What is Adhyatmam? Prano, Adhyatma means within yourself. Prano, Vyanaha, Upanaha, Udanaha, Samanaha, the Pancha Pranas and the Panchendriyas. Chakshuhu, Srotram, Manaha, Vak, Tvak, Charmam, Snav, Asti, Majja, the Ashtadhatus. Etaradhividhaya, Rishivo, Rishiravochat. Pankam vaidagam sarvam panktenaiva pankam strunoti sarvamekam cha. This is the chanting of the Yajurveda Taittiriya Upanishad or Taittiriya Aranyaka also. They chant in the Vedic chanting. You might have seen Vedic Pandits chanting. I am chanting in my own way. It is not 100% correct. Om iti Brahma. What is Om? Om is Brahman. Om iti idagam sarvam. Idi idagam sarvam. Idi. Everything is Om. Om ityetad anukritis mahavapyo shravayetya shrawayanti. Om iti samani gayanti. Om shom iti shastrani shamsanti. Om ityadhvaryum pratigham pratikrithanati. ओमिति ब्रह्मा प्रसोति ओमित्यग्निहोत्रमनुजानाति ओमिति ब्राह्मण प्रवक्ष्यान्नः ब्रह्मोपाप्नोति ब्रह्मैवाप्नोति ऋतं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च तपश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च दमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च शमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्नयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्निहोत्रं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अतिभयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च मानुषं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजा च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजनश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजापतिश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यमिति सत्यचाराधीतरः तप इति तपो नित्यः पौरुषिष्ठ स्वाध्याय प्रवचने ये वेति नाको मौद्गल्यः तद्धितपस्तद्धितपः प्रजा च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च. So in the Swadhyaya and Pravachana, that is study and teaching, learning and teaching, pedagogy, you should cover all these subjects. What are the subjects? Ritam first. Ritam means the universal rhythm, the universal laws which maintain rhythm and balance. Satyam cha swadhyaya pravachane cha, tapascha swadhyaya pravachane cha, dhamascha swadhyaya pravachane cha, shamascha praswadhyaya pravachane cha, agnayascha swadhyaya pravachane cha, agnihotrancha swadhyaya pravachane cha, अतिधयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च मानुषं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजा च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजनश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजापतिश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यमिति सत्यः सत्यमाचाराधीतरः तप इति तपो नित्यः पौरुषिष्ठ स्वाध्याय प्रवचने इति नातो मौद्गल्यः तद्धितपस्तद्धितपः प्रजा च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च षट्वा अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिपृष्ठं गिरेरिव I am like a rooted tree. I am like a mountain. My name and fame is like mountain. Kirti Prishtham Gireriva Urdhva Vajini Swamrutamasmi. I am immortal. Rayam Suvarchanam Sumedha Amrutokshitaha iti Trishankor Vedanuvachanam. So said Trishanku. Trishanku was a great emperor. Now, I am going to deliver the last part of the Siksha Vali, which is the convocation address. So, till now, we have discussed various subjects which are being studied in the Gurukulas, the layers of 5 levels. And now, they have finished the education, they are going to go. So, they have finished after 12 years or 19 years or 22 years of Veda Jainam. They are going away from the Gurukulam to the outside world. So that is Siksha Valli. There is one famous convocation address of the ancient Gurukulas, which is now being repeated even in modern institutions like IIIT Hyderabad, the same thing, during their own convocation. Veda Manusuchyacharyo Antevasana Manushasti. Antevasana means the students who lived in the Gurukulas. They are finishing and going away and they are being ordered, Anushasanam, by the Gurus, by the Veda. Satyam Vada. So what is the first order? Speak truth. Dharmam Chara. Follow Dharma. So Adhyayaan Ma Pramadaha. Don't ever stop learning. Just because you are going out of the school or college or Gurukulam, it doesn't mean you finished all learning in your whole life. A lot of us think that, we know everything, we have finished everything. That is the most stupid thing. I keep on learning every day. Even Ramkrishna Paramahamsa gave a statement that he learns till his last day, all his life. So that's what is being said. Swadhyayan ma pramadaha. Don't be complacent about Swadhyaya. What is Swadhyaya? Good study. Acharyaya priyam dhanamahritya prajatantum ma vyavachetsi. Give some Guru Dakshina and then next step, get married so that you will not break the lineage. Why marriage is required? Arayal Vamshamunilpanegada Vaivahika Prasangambo. It is only to sustain the lineage of your family. Otherwise, nobody needs to marry. You can go to the forest and do perform tapasya and finally give up your body. But in order to sustain the human race, you have to marry, to procreate, to create children. Prajatantum ma vyavachetsi. Don't stop the lineage, the tantu, prajatantu, he says. Satyanna pramaditavyam. Don't ever forget or be lazy or complacent about truth. Satyat na pramaditavyam. Dharman na pramaditavyam. Don't ever be complacent or lax about dharma. Kushala na pramaditavyam. Kushalama. Kushala prashnalu we say. That will be welfare. And similarly, don't be complacent about welfare, your own welfare and others' welfare. Bhutyaina pramaditavyam, not only welfare but progress. Bhuti means progress, greatness, grandeur. Don't be complacent about that. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. And don't ever stop learning and also teaching. Because everybody learns, then who will teach? Somebody has to teach so that somebody will learn. So both learning and teaching has to be done. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Why am I teaching? Because it's my duty to teach what I know. If I don't teach, then nobody will be able to learn anything. Everybody will remain a fool. You know, we have heard cases of children getting lost in the forest. And after a long time, they are located and they are brought to the city. They cannot even speak, let alone read and write, let alone get degrees, or let alone do research, or let alone give lectures. They cannot even speak. They don't know anything. They become animals. They are just like animals, Mowgli. So that's why you should never stop learning and teaching. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Deva pitrukaryabhyam na pramaditavyam. Don't be lax or complacent or lazy in performing all the Devakaryas and Pitrukaryas. What are Devakaryas? You all know what are Devakaryas. The Puja, Yaga, Homa. Now we are doing the Navaratri various activities. So they are called Devakaryas. And what are Pitrukaryas? You know, Mahalaya, Paksha, Pitrutarpanam we have done. That is Pitrukarya. And similarly, Abdikam, Masikam for the dead souls. Both Devakaryam and Pitrukaryam should not be discontinued. Should not be taken lightly. Deva Pitrukaryabhyam ma pramaditavyam Matrudevo bhava. You all must have heard this word many times, but you might have never known originally where this word has come from. Matrudevo bhava. It is here in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Pitrudevo bhava, Acharya devo bhava, Atithi devo bhava, Yanyanavadhyani karmani tani sevitavyani no itarani. What actions you should do? Of course, you should treat your mother like God, goddess, father like God, teacher like God, and guest, Atithi as God. Atithi means what? Atithi means date. A person who comes to you without a date, without an appointment, is called Atithi. And a person who comes with appointment, with a plan, Abhyagati Swayam Vishnu, he is equal to Vishnu. He has to be, you know, how you are treated when you go to well-planned appointments like marriages and engagements and so on. You are treated with great food and everything. So treated royally. So Atithi, who comes without appointment, also should be treated like God. Of course, teacher, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava, Yani Anavadhyani Karmani Tani Sevitavyani No Itarani. what you should do in your whole life. Only ideal action should be taken, what you have been already told, not everything and anything. Here the discipline is being told as against the modern day trends of promiscuity, licentiousness. Do whatever you want, not like that. Yan anavadhyani karmani tani sevittavyani no itarani yan yes yan yasmagam sucharitani tani tvayopasyani. Among us who have good characters like Rama, or such people only you should follow, not other model. Role models should be followed. No itarani. No means in English also no, in Sanskrit also no means not anything else. Not itarani. Yanyasmagam sucharitani tani tvayopasyani no itarani eke chasmin shreyogam so brahmana tesham tvayaneva prashvasitavyam shraddhaya. Give charity to brahmanas with shraddha. Ashraddhaya adeyam. Shriyadeyam. Kriyadeyam. Give with devotion. Give with concentration. Give with dedication. Hiyadeyam. Give with fear. Samvidadeyam. Give with knowledge. Athayati te karma vichikitsava vritti vichikitsava syat. Yetat brahmana samvarshina. If there is a complicated situation arising in your life, in your profession, or in your activities, then you approach the brahmanas, the scholars, those who have jnana. Sammarshinaha yukta yukta luksha dharma kama yadhate tatra varteran tatha tatra vartedhaha. You follow their advice, how they have tackled similar situations. You understand. ये तत्र ब्राह्मणा सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता युक्ता अलुक्षा धर्म कामा स्युः यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेरन्. So in whole life, whenever you get any complicated situation, go and consult the experts. They will tell you what is to be done, and also consider the precedent cases. Even in law, in court of law, they will see the precedents whenever a situation arises. So this whole thing is the orders given. Esha adeshaha. This is an order. Esha upadeshaha. This is a teaching. Esha vedopanishad. This is Veda and Upanishad. Etad anushasanam. This is the law. Evam upasitavyam. You shall practice only this. Evam chaitat upavyam. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Finally, don't ever stop learning and don't ever stop teaching. तानि त्वयोपास्यानि विचिकित्सावा स्यात्तेषु वर्तेरन् सप्तचा. So in complicated situations, consult experts and take their advice. Finished. The Shikshavali is finished. Shanno mitra sham varunah shanno patvaryama shanna indro bruhaspati shanno vishnurukramaha namo brahmane namaste vayo tvameva pratyaksham brahma vadishyami bhavadisham rutam vadishyami satyam vadishyami tanmam avatu tadbhaktaram avatu avatu ma'am avatu vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Cham Sikshagum Sahano Yaschandasam Purnayah Prithivyo Mityapracham Avidyam Amityam Chaham Vedamanu Chisanno Dvadasam No Mahaityadityo No Itarani Trayo Vimsatihi. Channo Mitrasyam Varunaha Channo Bhavatvaryama Channa Indro Bruhaspati Channo Mitra Rukramaha Namasto Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmadisham Ritamavadisham Satyamavadisham. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now the Anandavalli Dvitiya Adhyaya. Till now we have only done the first chapter. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Brahma Vidapnoti Param So he who knows Brahman, through Brahmajnana, you can reach the highest level. Param. Brahmavidapnoti param. Tadeva bhukta. What is Brahman? Satyam jnanam anantam Brahma. Brahma is Satyam jnanam anantam. Yo veda nihito guhayam parame vyoman is hidden in the cave of your heart. So shrute sarvan kaman saha. You can achieve all your desires together. Brahmana vipaschiteti tasmat va etasmat akasha sambhutaha. From that Brahman came Akasha. Brahman is pure consciousness, Satyam Jnanam Anantam. The Supreme Being, God, Ishvara, Allah, whatever you want to say. That from that Brahman first came Akasha. Akasha Dvayuhu. From Akasha came Vayu. From subtle to gross. Vayu Agnihi. In between there is a chemical process of Agni. Agni Apaha. The liquid came from Agni. Abja Prudhivi. From liquid came solid. As you know, as the temperature reduces, gaseous, liquid and solid states will coalesce. Prithivya Oshadhayaha. From the Prithvi came the plants, medicinal plants. Oshadhibhyo Annam. From the plants came food. Annat Purushaha. The human being came out of food. Sa eva esha Purusho Annarasamayaha. तस्येदमेव शरः तस्य अयं दक्षिणः पक्षः अयम् उत्तरः पक्षः अयम् आत्मा इदं पृच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदस्येष श्लोको भवति अन्नाद्वै प्रजा प्रजायन्ते याः काश्च पृथिवीं श्रिताः आधो अन्नेनैव जीवन्ति अधैनं नित्यन्तः अन्नं हि भूतानां ज्येष्ठम् Tasmat sarvaushadhamuchyate. So all beings are created out of food, annam. Therefore, annam is the supreme medicine. Sarvam vaite annam apnuvanti ye annam brahmopasate annam vibhutanam jyeshtham tasmat sarvaushadhamuchyate. Annam, without food, nothing is there. Annat bhutani jayante. All beings are born out of annam. Jatanye anye vardhante. They sustain and grow with annam. Adyate atyischa bhutani tasmad annam taduchyata iti. Tasmad va etasmad annarasamayat. Atyontra atma pranamayaha. So from that annarasa, the pranamaya atma came. Tenesha purnaha sava esha purusha. विध एव तस्य पुरुष विधताम् अन्वयम् पुरुष विध तस्य प्राण एव शिरः व्यानो दक्षिण पक्षः अपान उत्तर पक्षः आकाश आत्मा पृथिवी पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा प्राण प्राणं देवानुप्राणन्ति मनुष्याः पशवश्च ये प्राणो हि भूतानाम् आयुः longevity is prana. All beings exist because of prana. Devas created prana. Tasmat sarvayusham uchyate. Sarvamevata ayuryanti ye pranam brahmopasate. Prano hi bhutanam ayu tasmat sarvayusham uchyate iti. Tasyesha eva sharira atma. Yah purvasya tasmat va etasmat pranamayat. Anyontara atma manomaya. Third level of the self is manomaya. The panchakoshas are being explained. Tena esha purnaha sava esha purusha vidha esha tasya purusha vidhatam अन्वयम् पुरुष विधतस्य यजुरेव शिरः ऋक् दक्षिण पक्षः सामोत्तर पक्षः आदेश आत्मा अधार्वांगिरस पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते. Now this is a very, very profound, famous statement quoted every time. Yato vacho nivartante. From where the all words return back. Aprapya manasasaha. Where even the mind cannot grasp. Anandam Brahmano Vidwan. That is the Ananda. Na vibheti kadachaneti. After that, no fear of anything. Tat shesha eva sharira atma yah purvasya tasmadva etasman manomayat anyontara atma vijnanamaya. Vijnanamaya kosha. तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविधैव तस्य पुरुषविधतामन्वयं पुरुषविधः तस्यैव श्रद्धैव शिरः ऋतं दक्षिणपक्षः सत्यमुत्तरपक्षः योग आत्मा. Yoga has come into picture. Mahapuchham pratishtha tadasya esha sloko bhavati vijnanam yajnam tanute. Vijnanam is spread in the yajna. Karmani tanute picha is spread in all karmas. Vijnanam devas sarve brahmatyeshtamupasade vijnanam brahmachedveda tasmadchenna pramadyanti sharire papmano hitva sarvan kaman samasnutaiti tasyesha eva sharira atma yah purvasya tasma etasmad vijnanamayat anyontara atma anandamaya. Beyond the vijnanamaya is the anandamaya. Ta tenesha purnaha savaesha purushavidha eva tasya purushavidhatam anvayam purushavidha tasya priyameva siraha modo dakshinapakshaha pramoda uttarapakshaha ananda atma brahmapuchham pratishtha. आसन्नेन स भवति अस्मत् ब्रह्मेति वेद चेदस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेद्वेद अन्तमेनं शरीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य धातोन् प्रश्नौत विद्वान् समं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चन गच्छति आहो विद्वान् समं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चित् समश्नुता सो अकामयत बहुस्यां प्रजायायेति. At the time of creation, the Ishvara Brahman has decided or desired to multiply himself. Bahusyam prajayayeti. So he created the universe in his own form. So every child, every son is Atma vai putra namosi. You yourself became your son. Similarly, Brahman, Ishvara himself became the universe. Bahusyam prajayayeti. Sa tapotapyata. Sa tapastaptva. He himself performed tapasya. And through that tapasya, idagam sarvam asrujata. He created this whole universe. So the creator definition of God is universally accepted across all religions, those who believe in creation and creator. Buddhism and Jainism don't have creator, but Judaism, Christianity, Islam all have creator. The same creator is being explained here. Yadidam kimcha natvashta tadeva anupravishya tatsrutva tadeva anupravishan. Having created in his own image, he pervaded, he penetrated into his own creation. That's why the whole creation, Vishwam Vishnu, the whole creation is the same Supreme Being. This is not understood by the Abrahamics. They think creator is different and creation is different. You should not equate both. As if creation is independent. If it is independent, then we'll have two independent entities. The creation and the creator. This is very foolish because there's only one independent entity, right? That they also agree. So their theory will not stand logic. Our theories stand better logic. That's why we are scientific. Tat srishtva tadevanupravishat. Tadevanupravishat. He has entered, penetrated, pervaded, spread into his own creation. Tad anupravishya, having penetrated, satyatyatcha bhavat niruktam cha niruktam cha nilayanam cha nilayanam cha. Vijnanancha Vijnanancha Satyancha Anrutamcha. He became duplicates, all dualities. Satyancha Anrutamcha Satyam Abhavat. Truth itself became truth and untruth. Yadidam Kimcha Tat Satyamitya Chakshate. Tat Asadvayam Agramahasita. Tasmat Sakrutam Uchatay Dvai Sukrutam Raso Vaisaha. So his nature is rasa. Rasam Sehayam Labdha Anandi Bhavati. So getting that rasa, you become Ananda, Anandi. Oh, here Anyat Pranam Cheshade Akasha Anando Nusyadevi. Ante Anirukte Anilayane Abhayam Pratishtham Vindade Adha So Abhayam Gato Bhavati. So what is the purpose? Purpose is to reach that Ananda, Supreme, Brahmanandam, Paramasukhadam, Kevalam Jnanamurtim. Etasminadaramantram Gurute Atasya Bhayam Bhavati Bhayam Vidisho Sat. Bhishadva Smadapade Bhishodeti Suryaha. Now there is a fundamental question. Why all these things are happening? Why the earth is going around? Why the sun is going around? Why the breeze is, breezing? Why all these things are? Bhishad, by fear of the law. Bhishasmad Vataha Pavate. Bhishodeti Suryaha. Bhishasmad Agnischendrascha. Mrutyurdhavati Panchamayiti. What do you mean fear? Now, why do you go to office at 9 o'clock? Out of fear. Fear of breaking the law, breaking the rules, or getting the consequences. You have no fears, you will not do it. Eshanandasya mimamsa bhavati yuvasyat savdhava. Now, Ananda Mimamsa. What are the levels of Ananda? You know what is Ananda? Ananda is different from Sukha. Sukha means sensory pleasure like ice cream eating and etc. It is very short living, it is not worthwhile. But Ananda is a exalted state of ecstasy, and that is at different layers. Yuvasyat Swadhu Yuvadhyasya Yuvadhyaya Sishto Drudishto Balishta. Now in your prime youth, in strength, in full vitality, the Ananda which you got is one unit if you take, and that too a big king. Tasyayam Prithvi Sarvan Vittasya Purnasya. Full wealth, the whole earth is under him. If you take one such human Ananda as one unit, Eko Manusha Ananda, that is one Manusha Ananda. Srotriyasya cha Kamahatasya, and that Ananda can be reached by Srotriya, that means a Brahmajnani, and Akamahata, a person who is not affected by desires, Vairagya. That is one unit. Ye Shatam Manushahananda Sa Eko Manushagandharvanamananda. 100 times that a musician of high order, Gandharva, Manusya Gandharva will get. Srotriyasya cha Akamahatasya, provided he is also Srotriya and Akamahata. Te ye shatam Manusya Gandharvanam Ananda, Eko Deva Gandharvanam Ananda. So such 100 Manusya Gandharvas Ananda, one Deva Gandharva Ananda, and Devaloka, the Gandharvas are there, they will get. Srotriyasya cha Kamahatasya, Te ye shatam Manusya Gandharvanam Ananda, Sa Eko Deva Gandharvanam Ananda, Srotriyasya cha Kamahatasya, Te ye shatam Deva Gandharvanam Ananda. Such 100 units of Deva Gandharvanandas. Ekah Pitrunam Chiralokanam Ananda. Pitru Devatas are getting. Srotriyasya cha Kamahatasya, Te ye shatam Pitrunam Chiralokanam Ananda. Sa Eka Ajanujanam Devanam Ananda. Srotriyasya cha Kamahatasya Devananda. Te ye shatam Ajanujanam Devanam Ananda. Ekah Karma Devanam Ananda. Then among Devanandas also, ordinary Devananda and Karma Devanandas, they are 100 times. ये कर्मणा देवानपि यन्ति श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य ते शतं कर्म देवानाम् आनन्दाः एको देवानाम् आनन्दः. So pure Devananda is 100 times that. Shrotriyasya cha kamah tasya te shatam devanam anandaha sa eka indrasyanandaha. The Lord of Devas, the Indra will get 100 times one Devananda. Say te shatam indrasyanandaha sa eko brahaspateranandaha. Brahaspati, the guru of Indra. Buddhi ki Brahaspati. He gets 100 times Indra's son. Sayeka Prajapati, and then 100 times Brahaspati's Ananda. Te Shatam Brahaspaterananda, Sayek Prajapaterananda. Prajapati Brahma will get 100 times. Shrotriyasya Chaka Mahatasya Te Shatam Prajapaterananda, Eko Brahmana Ananda. 100 times Prajapati's Ananda is Brahmana. Yaschayam Sayaschayam Purushe Sayaschaditye Sa Ekaha Sa Evam Vittu Asman Lokan Pretya Etam Annamayamaatmanam Upasankramati Etam Pranamayamaatmanam Upasankramati Etam Manomayamaatmanam Upasankramati Etam Vijnanamayamaatmanam Upasankramati Etam Anandamayamaatmanam Upasankramati. So you transcend. He transcends one by one all these levels of Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. Yato Vacho Nivartante, where the words return back. Aprapya Manasa Saha, cannot be grasped by the mind. Anandam Brahmano Vidva, that Anandam of Brahman is that which cannot be described in words, cannot be grasped by mind. Nabhibheti Kutaschaneti, Etam Etahavananatapati, Mahan Sadhunagaravam, Kimaham Va Papamagaraviti, Sa Evam Vidvan Ete Atmanum Srunite, Ube Hesheva Ete Atmanum Srunite, Ya Evam Veda, Ityupanishatu. This is Anandavalli, we have completed. Brahma Vidyamayadam Ekavimshatannadannadasmayat Prana Prano Vyano Panakash Prithvi Pucham Shadvim Satihi Pranam Yajush Satyam Yogo Moho Ashtadasha Vijnanam Priyam Moda Pramoda Anando Brahma Pucham Dvavimshatirasanne Adhashtagam Sent Shorasha Bhishma Gandharvanam Devagandharvanam Pitrunam Charalokanam Ajanjanam Karmadevanam Ye Karmana Devanam Indrasya Brahaspate Prajapate Brahmana Sayaschat Sakkamayatya Panchat Yataha Kudaschena Ekamita Ekadasha Nava Sahanavavatu Sahanu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now the third chapter, the last chapter. Harihi Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bhagurvairvarunihi Varunam Vitramupasasara Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti Tasmayetotpravachannam Pranaschakshrotram Manovachamitigam Huvacheto Vaimani Bhutani Jayante Yena Jatani Jivanti Yat Priyantyabhivishanti Te Tat Vijnasasva Tat Brahmeti Satabhutapyadalapastaptva. Now, this is the story of Bhrigu and Varuna. Bhrigu is the son of Varuna. I went to a mountain where Bhrigu lived. It is called Dosi Hill in Brahmavarta area, the border of Rajasthan with Haryana. So Bhrigu is the father of Shukracharya. They both migrated to Iran via Gujarat around 10,000 years. So Bhrigu is son of Varuna. He went and asked Varuna, what is Brahman? Brahman is defined as Yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti asmin pravishanti tad Brahma. Brahman is that from which everything got created, everything gets sustained, and everything gets dissolved into. So what is that? That question he asked. So Varuna never gave any answer. He only told Bhrigu to go and meditate. Satapotapyata sapastaptva. Having performed tapasya, he came and told, Annam Brahmeti Vijanat. I have realized Annam, food as Brahman, because Annat Jeva Sarkhal Vimani Bhutani Jayante. All living beings are born out of food. Annena Jatani Jivanti. Annam Prayantya Vishanti. Tad Vijnaya. Punareva Varunam Pitramukhtara. Adhi Bhagavo Brahmeti. Tamvovaj Tapasa Brahma Vijijnasasva. So Varuna again did not give any reply except he ordered Prabhu to go and perform tapasya, inquire who is Brahman further. He didn't say no to Anna. That is one level. Next, Prabhu performed tapasya once again. Prano Brahmeti Vyajanat. Pranadhyeva khal vimani bhutani jayante. Pranena jatani jivanti. Pranam prayanti abhishanti iti. Tad vijnaya पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधि भगवो ब्रह्मेति तमोवाच तासौ ब्रह्म विजिज्ञा तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व. He went and told, now second round prana is Brahman. Then Varuna told again, go and inquire tapasa brahma vijijñasasva. Inquire through tapasya who is Brahman. स तपोतप्यत तपो ब्रह्मेति सपो तपोतप्य स tapastaptva. After third round of tapasya, Prabhu came back and told, Mano Brahmeti Vyajanat. Manas is Brahman. Manaso hev khalvimani bhutani jayante. Manasa jatani jivanti mane. Because mind creates everything, mind sustains everything, and everything is dissolved in mind. Tad vijnaya punareva varunam Pitaramupasasara adhi bhagavo brahmeti aham vovacha tapasa brahma vijijñasasva. Fourth round again he said, go and continue the same. Tapo brahmeti sa tapo tapyata sa tapastaptva. Having performed tapasya, he came the fifth round. Vijnanam brahmeti vyajanat. Annam prana mana. So this is fourth. Vijnanamaya kosha. विज्ञानाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते विज्ञानेव जातानि जीवन्ति विज्ञानं प्रयच्छन्ति भिन्स्यन्ते तत् विज्ञाय पुनरेवं वरुणं पितरमसाराधीति भगवो ब्रह्मेति तमोवाच तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व. Again he said, go ahead and do it once again. Tapo tap atapyata sa tapastaptva. Having done tapasya again he came back. Anando Brahmeti Vyajanat. Ananda is Brahman. Ananda Deva Khalvimani Bhutani Jayante. Anandeneva Jatani Jivanti. Anandam Prayanti Abhiyanti. Esha Bhargavi Varuni Vidya. This is the last round. This is the Vidya of Varuna and Prabhu. Parame Vyoman Pratisthita sa evam Veda Pratisthati Annavan Nado Bhavati. He who knows these 5 levels are the Panchakoshas of Brahman. Panchakoshas are the Atman, but 5 layers of the Brahman. Mahan Bhavati, he will become great. He who knows this. Prajaya Pashubhihi Brahmavarchasena Mahan Kirtya. Such a person who understood this will get great name and fame. He will get wealth. He will get Brahmavarchasam. Annam nanindyat. So don't insult food. Tad vratam. That is a vratam. Pranova annam sariram annadam. Prane sariram pratishchitam. Sharire prana pratishthatah. Tadet annamanne pratishchitam. Sa etad annamanne pratishchitam. Vedata pratishthathi annavannado bhavati. Annavannado bhavati mahan bhavati prajaya. He who has annam will become great. He will get children. Pashubhihi brahmavarchasena mahan kirtya. Annam cha parichakshita. Apova annam jyotirannadam apsup jyoti pratishthitam jyotishyam pratishthita jyotishyap pratishthita. Tadetu annamanne pratishchitam sayetu annamanne pratishchitam. Veda pratisthati annavannado bhavati mahan bhavati. Prajaya pashubhir brahmavarchasena mahan kirtya annam bahugurvita tat vratam. पृथिवीवान्नम् आकाशो अन्नादः पृथिव्यामाकाश प्रतिष्ठितः आकाशे पृथ्वी प्रतिष्ठिता तदेतमन्ये तदेतदन्नमन्ये प्रतिष्ठितं स एतदन्नमन्ये प्रतिष्ठितं वेद प्रतिष्ठति अन्नमान्नादो भवति महान् भवति प्रजया पशुभिः ब्रह्मवर्चसेन महान् कीर्त्या न कञ्चन कसतो पृच्छाचक्षीत तद्व्रतं तस्माद्यायाचया वन्नं प्राप्नुयात् हराभ्यन्नावन्त्यामुच्यते तद्वयं भवति य एवं वेद क्षेम इति वाचि योगक्षेम इति प्राणापानयोः योगक्षेम कर्मेति हस्तयोः गतिरिति पादयोः विमुक्तिरिति वायौ इति मानुषी समाज्ञा अथ दैवी तृप्तिरिति पृष्ठो बलमिति विद्युति यश इति पशुषु ज्योतिषि नक्षत्रेषु प्रजापतिरमृतमानन्दमित्युपसते सर्वामित्याकाशे सत्प्रतिष्ठतेत्युपासीत प्रतिष्ठवान् भवति तन्मह इत्युपासीत महान् भवति तन्मह इत्युपासीत मानवान् भवति तन्मह इत्युपासीत नम्यन्ते अस्मै कामाः तद्ब्रह्मेत्युपासीत ब्रह्मवान् भवति तद्ब्रह्मणः परिहर इत्युपासीत पर्येणं प्रियन्ते द्विषन्त सपत्नाः पर्येह प्रिया भातृव्या यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्च सावादित्ये स एकः is one स एवं वित् अस्मान् लोकान् प्रयच्च एतमन्नमयमाकाशमुपसं आत्मानोपसंक्राम्य he who reaches this high levels will transcend first the annamaya atmana upasankramya etam pranamaya atmana upasankramya etam manomaya atmana upasankramya etam vijnanamaya atmana upasankramya etam anandamaya atmana upasankramya. He transcends one level over another 5 times. Iman lokan kaman e kamarupyam anusancharan etat samagayante ha ha. This is sama veda ha 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 ahamannam 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 ahamannado ahamannado ahamannadah aham shlokakrit shlokakrit ahamasmi pradhamajaritah purvam devebhyo amrutasya nabhi yoma dadati saideva vahamannam Vanmyaham Vishwam Bhuvanamabhyavata Bhavam Suvarnajyoti Sa Evam Veda Ityupanishad Adhyade Vidyutimanavan Bhavatyekoha Aya Evam Videkancha Bhrustasmai Yato Vishanti Tad Vijnasasva Tatredogannam Pranam Mano Vijnanamiti Vijnaya Tantad Apadvadashananda iti Neshadannam Navindyat Pranasharirannam sa parichakshita jyotirannam bahupurvita prithivyam akasha ekadasha pancha akanchai kasashtirekan navimshatirekan sahanavavatu sahanau bhunaktu सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांति. I have finished. You have any time for questions?
Yeah, we have 5 minutes. Bhattacharya ji, I will unmute you. Now you can unmute. Yeah.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
My small query is that as during the lecture, we have observed, I have seen that we have mentioned the difference between Sukh and Anand. Sukh is a short period pleasure, whereas Anand is for long term. Now my question is that under this present scenario, there are so many scarcity, and under this scarcity, we may get Sukh for a short time. For example, if I get success in one exam, I'll get pleasure for the time being, and that time I can compare it as Anand also, because I feel glad, I feel happy. But as soon as I go to the market situation under the scarcity, when I find no such job as per my qualification, then again that glad has becomes unhappiness. So under this circumstance, how we will reach to Anand and till Brahman? Because you have told Anand, the highest level of Anand is Brahman. So if I do not face our day-to-day problem, so how do we reach to Brahman?
Yeah, I got your point. I understand your concern. See, Brahmanandam is far away, okay? If you remember, the first Bharnish Ananda, maximum human Ananda was given as one unit. Remember?
Yes.
100 times that is the musician's Ananda. Human musician, 100 times. Musician, he's getting inside. You might have seen the musicians are enjoying the Ananda inside.
In that case, sir, his profession is music, so he is reaching to his both level both the time, because success as well as his Anand. But if we go for education, for example, suppose after getting success in MBBS or any other engineering or any other big degrees, we are not getting that much of exposure. So under that circumstance, how will compare it Anand and Sukh?
No,
If
no.
my family member remains
I've never told that you are going to reach Brahmananda, because it's very, very far away. Extremely impossible. Because one ordinary human unit, maximum Ananda for one single human being, is an emperor of the whole earth, who has unlimited wealth, who has perfect youth, he has perfect strength, he has perfect vitality, everything perfect. Such a human Ananda is taken as one unit. What you are telling is not even that. It is much, much, much less than one human Ananda. Am I right?
okay.
So, if you reach perfection in your own profession, if you can compare yourself to one big emperor who has the whole earth under him, who has unlimited wealth, who has unlimited youth and strength and vitality, at least one part of it you may get if you try. See, like, I agree with you. You have to fight out, and you have to see, in my own case, believe it or not, I have achieved everything which I wanted. But I struggled, extreme struggle I went through in my younger days. Extreme. Nobody would have gone through that kind of tremendous crisis situations I have gone through. But later on, by putting consistent hard work, I have achieved whatever I wanted. I didn't want to become an emperor. I wanted to become director general. I became. I wanted to this job, that job, this job. So many things happen in life. I got everything. I spent about 28 years in the central government. I am also getting a strong pension now. After that also I am working as professor and director. Whatever I wanted, I have achieved. So that is enough for me. I am satisfied. Now, if you remember, very important point. In all these levels of Ananda, he kept on saying two words. Srotriyasya cha akamahatasya. You remember?
Yes.
Akamahata. That means a fellow has no desires. That means he is satisfied. A fellow who is satisfied, and Srotriya means he knows the Shruti. He has jnana from the Veda, Upanishads, all this. He has such a person. Cha. He kept on saying cha, cha, cha on every level. So, whether or not you achieve that maximum level in that level, because we are humans, we are talking of human level only. But then there are devas and there are pitrudevas, pitrulokas, and so many other levels. They will talk their levels. Like pitruloka, all our ancestors, they have gone to pitruloka. So there he has referred to pitrunam anandaha, that is some 100 times something else and something else and something else. So they are in their own level of ananda. But again, there also, Srotriyasya cha akamahatasya cha. You is not affected by desires. He has no desires. That means he is satisfied. And Srotriya, he has the jnana. So having jnana and vairagya. So these two are the instruments to get ananda. Because you see, if you take, say, Buddha or any other sannyasi, yati, or Shankaracharya, they don't have anything. Do they have a single rupee with them? Nothing. At the most, they may have one cloth on their body. Nothing more they have. But still, they are in ananda. They are higher level than us because they are Srotriyas and Akamahatas. They are unaffected by desires and they have jnana. So that is why spiritual jnana is superior to material achievements.
Thank you, sir.
So, okay, next.
పంతులు గారు
Sir, namaskara, sir.
Next.
The difference Savitru and Gayatri, is there any difference or both?
Yeah, you are doing Sanjavanam, right? You know.
Yes, sir.
There are three. Gayatri, Savitri and Saraswati, right? So all the three are Gayatri mantra, the three dimensions. So Gayatri is the mantra itself. Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. That mantra itself is Gayatri. It is in Gayatri Chandas and it is called Gayatri mantra. It's singing. Gaya means singing. Gayatri, that is Gayatri. Savitri means Savitru, that is sun. Surya Shakti. Savitri means what? Savitra Shakti. Savitra means Surya, Aditya. So the power of sun is Savitri. And third is Saraswati, knowledge of all types of knowledge. So all the three are embedded into the Gayatri Upasana. Okay?
Okay, sir. And one more, sir, regarding this, Anando Brahma, one word is there.
Anando Brahmeti Vijaniyat. Anandena Kalvi. So we have read, just now we have read it out. Yeah, so the first he said Annam Brahmet Vijaniyat. Annam is Brahman. That's what Prabhu discovered. Because everything is based on Annam, right? Definition of Brahman is Srishti Sthiti Layam. Moodu dento jarugutayo adi Brahman. So Annam lo moodu jarugutu. So Annam is Brahman. Then next level is Prana is Brahman. Then Manas is Brahman. Then Vijnana is. Then Ananda. Anando. That beyond that there is nothing. The fifth level. So in Ananda, everything gets created. In Ananda, everything sustains. In Ananda, everything resolves. That is Anando Brahmeti Vijaniyat. Realize that Ananda is Brahman. Brahman means that from which everything gets created, everything gets sustained, and into which everything dissolves. So Ananda is highest level. Below that, there are Anna, Prana, Mana, Vijnana. Okay, next.
Thank you, sir.
ఓకే బిఆర్సి మూర్తి గారు క్విక్లీ.
నమస్తే గురుగారు. ఓం చాంటింగ్, ఓం జపం అవి చేసుకోవచ్చా? వితౌట్ గురూపదేశం ఓం జపం చేసుకోవచ్చా?
ఓంకారం జపం ఇప్పుడు మనకి యోగా క్లాస్ లో కూడా ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు మనం చేస్తాము లాంగ్ ఓంకార ఉచ్చారణ. అంటే సన్యాసులకి ప్రణవ ఉపాసన ఒకటే చెప్పారు. అంటే ఓన్లీ ఓం ఉపాసన ఈజ్ ప్రిస్క్రైబ్డ్ ఫర్ సన్యాసిస్ బికాజ్ దే డోంట్ వాంట్ ఎనీథింగ్.
అంటే మూడు మాత్రలు చేయాలి అని ఉంటుంది కదా మన గృహస్థులకి. 3 మాత్రలు అలా చేయొచ్చా మేము ఉపదేశం లేకుండా జపం లాగా?
ఉపదేశం అంటే ఓం అనేది 3 మాత్రలు. హ్రస్వ దీర్ఘ ప్లుత 3. హ్రస్వ అంటే 1 నిమిషం, దీర్ఘం అంటే 2 నిమిషాలు, ప్లుతం మీన్స్ 3 నిమిషం. దట్ ఈస్ ది మినిమం. ఓం. బట్ ఇన్ యోగా అభ్యాస we have long om. We are teaching anyway. Not that I am not giving that upadesha. I am teaching that in the yoga class anyway. Now also I am, so that you can do, but you cannot do whole day. You can do sometimes. It will definitely give benefits. Of course, there are many other mantras which begin with om, like Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and Gayatri Mantra, Om Bhurbhuvasvaha, Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. So this is basic Gayatri Mantra. And full Gayatri also I told you. So different possibilities are there. You can follow, and there are many other mantras. I have Lakshmi Mantra. I am doing Mahalakshmi Upasana for many years. And there are Narasimha Mantra, there is Aditya Mantra, Surya, Dvadasha Aditya, so many mantras. So if you want to learn any mantra, you have to learn properly.
అంటే మంత్రం అంటే ఉపదేశం అది ఉంటుంది. ఉత్త ఓం ఒకటే మేము జపం చేయొచ్చు అనేది
చేసుకోవచ్చు. మీరు ఆల్మోస్ట్ సన్యాసం లెవెల్కి వచ్చినట్టే కదా.
ఉపదేశం లేకుండా గృహస్థులుగానే ఉన్నాం మనం.
ఉన్నా కూడా మీరు ఇంకా వయసు అయిపోయింది, మీరు చాలా కోర్సు అటెండ్ అయ్యారు, మీరు VSS వారి కోర్సులో బ్రహ్మజ్ఞానాన్ని కూడా పొంది ఈపాటి మీరు బ్రహ్మజ్ఞానం అయి ఉంటారు. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్
గౌతమ్ జీ.
Namaskar, sir. Actually, Veda is apurusha, so anybody's reference, somebody, some personal anubhuti, I mean, any rishi's name. Normally it is not done, but still I found during today's session that in that Brahmananda Bolli Tritiyo Anubhav, this is second number, will start with Tasmatma, Etasmat Pranamaya, and there is a line, Samottara Paksha Adesatma, Othobar Ungirasa Pucham Pratishtha.
Angirasa. See,
so,
this
Angirasa.
Angirasa Rishi is being referred. That's fine. Angirasa is the ancestor. Like my Gotra Bharadwaj, you're also Bharadwaj. I'm also Mukherjee. Do you know this? I told you previously.
Yeah.
So all Bharadwaj Gotris are called Mukherjees or Mukhopadhyayas in Bengal, but in Andhra they are not called that. Okay. Throughout India, throughout world, we have Bharadwaj Gotras. So the ancestors, Angirasa is the first. Angirasa Bharadwaj Bharadwaj Trayarshaya Pravaranvitaha Bharadwaj Gotraha. That is the Pravara.
What I meant to say is this: he was in such a level that his name has been inserted into a mantra.
No, he is definitely of that order. See, this whole dialogue is between Prabhu and Varuna, right? And so Angirasa is definitely of a very high order. No question.
Thank you.
Okay, now we will have Prarthana. After that, national anthem. Then any other informal chat will have. Okay. Yeah, Seshikal garu, we will have it later. Otherwise, people will get stuck. They have to go to other places. Now, I request Lepakshi ji to do Prarthana, please, to chant Prarthana.
Yes, sir. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तं न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधानः सधानः सन्तु जीवन्तु शारदां शतं सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति.
Lepakshi garu, there are some mispronunciations and mistakes. We will do it after at the end. Please stay back.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let us Janmana. Hello, Chief Babu garu.
Yeah. जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद
जय हिंद. ధన్యవాదములండి చాలా చిట్టిబాబు గారు.